Hi everyone, my name is Kia Jest and I will be sharing my study abroad experience in Ghana, Accra. During my flight, I believe I did pretty well. A lot of people don't know that I am afraid of heights, but I did very well. I would watch the live view just to see where the plane was at on the monitor, and I was just full of anxiety. Upon arriving in Accra, I was amazed at the women who was able to balance large bowls of merchandise, water, and fruit on their head. And guess what? I have not witnessed one falling off their head. As I continued to observe the areas and the regions that I traveled, I did notice that many would be walking long distances. I also noticed that families would be together walking long distances, and there was a lot of bikes. We had the opportunity to visit Ephraim Plains. Upon arriving, we were met by the villagers who celebrated us arriving through dance. This is where I felt the embrace of African culture. Here is where I felt the drums ignite through my body on a rhythm that matched the energy of the village. It was an experience. Following day, we were able to sit with the royal family and engage with the villagers. I witnessed a tight-knit community who thrived off of unity. There was a togetherness that I'm unable to explain. Donations that was raised and given from the United States were given to the community at the event. Speaking of community, I couldn't help but notice displaced families on the streets of Accra. Many children would beg for money for food. I found out from a few locals that many of the families and children are refugees from other areas. I was able to spend a few days at the Supreme Court, and here is where I learned that probation officers are actually social workers and that they push for reform instead of jail time. The remainder of my experience was at the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit at the Ghana Police Ministries. It was at this facility where I listened in on cases during mediations, cases such as child maintenance, domestic violence, and family issues. We had a chance to visit Cape Coast Castle, and everything about its history was overwhelming and heartbreaking. The main thing that mostly impacted me was the cell. Outside of this cell stands a guard who check in on the slaves only to see if they're deceased. If they were alive, the guard would leave out and continue to wait. It could be days waiting on those slaves to be deceased. The slaves that was held in the cell did not have any food or water, so it was a slow death. Inside, you can see marks on the walls as if some of the slaves were counting their days. In conclusion, I want to leave you with this. Never say what you cannot do. I was fortunate to return to school as a non-traditional student and have the opportunity of a lifetime to visit Ghana. I felt so empowered by the decision that I made to visit Ghana. I am the first of my family to do it. Here's a suggestion. Do what I did. I punched fear in the face, and I had faith that I was going to Ghana.